Hello, and welcome to the Tower Coffee Hour. I'm Ty Tyree, and in this show, Ani Colt and I had a chance to visit the Assemblage Contemporary Craftsman Art Gallery in Buda, Texas. Our friend Maxine Price was part of the show of female artists. We also had a chance to talk with gallery owner Jacquie Hollis Martinez. The Assemblage is on the site of the old Buda Mill and Grain store and has been open for almost 5 years. The event we are documenting today is Femme Fantastique, a show by 7 female artists who work in many different media. There's a great crowd here to talk with 5 of the artists. So let's go inside and talk with Jacquie.
So I grew up here in Buda. I was born and raised actually in South Austin, and my parents, we bought and moved out here in the late 1970s. And so when we came out here, it was a very, very different small community than what you're seeing now. It was a beautiful place to grow up and go to school. And this area particularly, the Buda Mill and Grain, at the time was very much a functioning grain mill, and so this is where we would come to buy horse feed and hay and feed for our pigs for 4-H. We literally would drive up, and the guys who worked here would toss the bales into the back of the truck. And so fast forward many, many years after I went to college here at Southwest Texas State University and graduated. I took off and moved out to New Mexico, where I met and married my husband. I came back. I worked in downtown Austin for a number of years, where I was the gallery director. And over the course of time, you kind of decide maybe your purpose is a little bit different. So after dealing art for well over 20 years at that point, this area was changing. And so the same family who has owned it for all of these generations decided to start refurbishing it and recreating it. So the footprint of this entire development is still original, and they have put a lot of love and money into creating something special. So the gallery here is the only space that is a 100% new build. This used to be where the tractors drove through. So the brick building that you're seeing here, this is actually the exterior of the oldest portion of the grain mill. And the family knew that they wanted a gallery here, and this was the space so we could have beautiful vaulted ceilings and beautiful natural lighting. And timing was right that I walked into it and I could design it essentially the way I wanted it to function. And so here we are almost 5 years later, celebrating these fabulous artists that we represent. So the mission here was to represent living American fine artists and fine craftsmen, honing their skills, really doing what they love. And I particularly like a mixture of mediums, not just your traditional mediums. So I think when you visit here and you look around, you're able to really see that the collection is very different, but yet all cohesive, and everything really works beautifully together.
So tell me a little bit about this show.
This show?
It looks like 5 women artists?
There's actually 7, but 2 are not here tonight.
Okay.
And so this is our Femme Fantastic show, and so this was a concept that I had to celebrate femininity in art, and of course Mother's Day weekend being the perfect setting for that. So we gathered 7 of our fabulous female artists, all kind of working in a feminine nature, but certainly celebrating the women behind the artwork as well. So we are thrilled to have 5 of the 7 here tonight, and really a beautiful collection all together. So it's a wonderful opportunity to be able to represent these amazing artists, do what I love to do, and connect people with handmade items of any kind, as opposed to going to Target and buying something that's mass produced. Everything here is an original, one of a kind, and we strive for that. So even like our soaps, our lotions, they're family-owned small businesses, things that you can't buy online, big shops, things like that. So it's really about keeping it small and keeping it family-owned. So,
Jacqueline, thank you so much.
my pleasure. Thank you for coming out.
This is a fantastic space, and you've done such a good job of hanging things in the right places.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it really looks good. Yeah, okay. Take care.
All right, thank you. You too.
What a great story about a lot of hard work. Now I'm going to walk around a little and let you see the wide variety of work here at the show. And here is one of our favorite people in arts, Maxine Price, with a few of her works that are in the show. Ani had a chance to talk with Jacquie about the show in Ani's book, Self-Love as Spiritual Practice.
Oh my gosh, I love that! Yeah, you surprised me. That's fantastic. I would have thought that y'all maybe grew up together and knew each other for years and years, but 2 years is like a lifetime.
Max and Frank and I were talking about our spiritual books that we write or read and stuff like that.
So do you actually write?
I have it's called Self-Love as Spiritual Practice. It's based on the poetry I should
I'd love to see one of those or pick it up.
It's on Amazon.
Well, you must write that down so I can get
It was one of those vanity publishers.
Well, that wraps up our visit at the Assemblage Contemporary Craftsman Art Gallery. Please subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you'll be notified when we post something new. If you want to know more about the gallery and Jacquie, you can follow this link to the webpage. It's assemblageccg.com. Thank you.